You did bring up Irving though, Jordan. Like, what we didn't get to talk about it earlier, but how about his antics in Game One? What do you guys think of that? I have
You
my
know, if
thoughts. So
if he didn't say like 2 days before game one, like I just want to bury the hatchet. It's been 3 years. I'm in Brooklyn now. Let's think about all the happy times because there weren't very many of them, especially after the first season. There were plenty in the first year. The second year, not so much. But if he didn't say all that before game one, and his answer after game one, where he's like, I'm just matching their energy and I'm going to do that, as long as, like, I don't agree with it. I think that is very childish behavior to just like, just start flipping people off in the crowd. I think in a lot of cases it can be kind of funny, especially after like you hit a big shot, you like flip the crowd off. Like I remember Andrew Ference did it in 2011 in Montreal. He like scored a big goal and he flipped the crowd off. Like I think that was funny. And Kyrie honestly kind of had I don't want to say a right to do that in game one, but like he's like almost single-handedly brought them back and won that game for them. You flip the bird to the crowd. I thought that was kind of funny, but like I said, a few days before, being like, well, can we bury the hatchet, and then go out there and have this antagonistic behavior, like you're bringing this to yourself, and you deserve to get booed. You deserve to get the chance and everything. I liked his answer though after game one. I just wish he didn't say what he said before game one.
Yeah, Jeremy, as I know you, you know me. I love it. I'm here for all the smoke. I want all of it all the time. Granted, I obviously side with the Celtics, and I think the Kyrie sort of building of his own narrative that he's like some victim or some, that's hilarious and goofy, and I don't agree with that. But the whole like antics in game, getting into it with the crowd, specifically the double bird behind the head was hilarious at the inbound. That I laughed out loud when I saw that. Granted, there's kids there, and I understand that it needs to be a little bit calmer. When I was the game Tuesday, I was not using any foul language directed at him. I was yelling at him, but no foul language. But particularly the birds behind the head, I was a big fan of.
I mean, so I'm with you, Pat. I thought it was funny. I'm a little bit surprised at the punishment that he got. I know 50 grand is the most that you can get fined, but if any other player in a different sport, like let's take this to baseball, notoriously stodgy sport. If Aaron Judge spent the entire game grabbing his crotch, telling Red Sox fans to suck his thing as during the game multiple times, it's not just one where you get like really mad and you decide to do something, you're like, all right, let's reset. Like he was doing it for the entire game. I was a little bit surprised that he only got 50 grand. I think that if it was in baseball, you would have gotten suspended for a couple of games, or at least one.
You
At
you
least one.
technically you theoretically could have fined Kyrie for each individual incident.
Yeah, you
Like
could have.
he got fined 50K for foul language in the post game press conference, for obscene language directed at a fan, for the middle fingers, and then also there was one other thing. I think I could be wrong,
He
but like
yelled.
you
He
could have
yelled at the kid from like Weymouth or whatever in the locker room heading in. Remember, he was like,
yeah,
"Suck
that
my." Yeah.
yeah, he so you theoretically could have fined him for each individual incident, which would have probably been over 50K if they had done that. um but yeah, I mean, I like I said, if he didn't say what he said before game one, and his answer after game one was just, I'm just matching their energy, and I'm going to do that the entire series. If they're going to give it to me, I'm going to give it right back to them. You know what? Fair enough. I don't like that kind of behavior generally
Yeah.
in a lot of cases, unless like you hit a huge shot and you've been getting booed all night, and you have that moment where you're just like, hey, and you flip everybody off. Like, I think that's funny, but for the most part, I think that's
I
just
was
childish behavior.
surprised. I was surprised that he was allowed to keep doing it. I thought that first of all, he's damn good because he fed off of it in game one. But game two, he was a complete no show. So I don't know if I don't think the crowd got to him. I don't know if the fasting thing got to him, because it's very impressive to see him leave the tunnel to go eat and then try and come back and play. I don't know how he did that,
He was
but
worse after he ate,
uh,
because
it
he
was
looked
bizarre.
good in the first quarter, and then he
Now,
went
correct me if
and
I'm
ate
wrong.
and
I
looked
know
awful after.
Jalen also observes Ramadan. Do we know if he's doing this as well? Is he doing the fasting thing?
I think he is doing
I
the
believe
fasting, because I
so.
don't
I'm
know
not
if he went to
100% sure,
eat.
but I believe I read that
Okay.
they were both doing.
So, I mean, I thought that game two he was going to be up to more of the same tricks. Part of me wonders if the NBA told him, "Look, we're giving you a slap on the wrist now, but you do this
Yeah.
again, you're going to get suspended." It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, because I was expecting the same thing from him. on Wednesday night, and he didn't give it at all.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. And I think that's probably a good way to go about it if you're the NBA.
Yeah.
Give him the medium, like relatively small fine, and give him the fair warning of, hey, like this can't continue. Because I genuinely thought that the crowd on Tuesday was a little bit more tame, directed at him. I mean, they booed every time he got the ball. A couple Kyrie sucks chants, but it wasn't anything near what I saw on the broadcast on Monday or on Sunday.
That was electric in game one, though. That was fun. And I liked him going back at it with the fans, because I think the fans also fed off of it. So as much as he was trying to match their level, they were coming right back at him. Yep. He is quickly etching his place on the Mount Rushmore of Boston sports villains. I think he's very close right now. I think he's borderline top 5. He does a couple more things. He may have a chance to be like 1-2 with A-Rod, which is basically, in my opinion, the number 1 right now still. I think he will forever be the number 1, unless Kyrie does something so over the top.
I mean, LeBron's up there too.
Yeah,
LeBron's
exactly.
probably
And
up there
it's
too.
a great subplot to this series, because you knew that this was going to be the most hyped up, the most anticipated first-round matchup anyway. They face each other in last year's playoffs. You got all the star power on either side. But then when you reinvigorate the Kyrie versus the fans thing, because he said, like Jordan said, he said that he moved on. It was clearly a crock. He's back at it again, and it's very, very funny to watch. It makes me feel really happy that they're up 2-0, because if this was 1-1 heading back to Brooklyn and Kyrie's motivated, this could be a long series.
And I think if the Nets win this series, which I still think there's some possibility there, if the Nets win this series, I think Kyrie skyrockets to 1-2 immediately.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Because his antics are going to be, on another planet if they end up eliminating the Celtics again. Because he already stomped on Lucky last year in the playoffs, beating
which I didn't
Romeo
have that big a
Langford.
problem with.
I don't really necessarily care either.
I don't either, but I love the meme. I think it's hilarious.
I think I'm in a group chat with somebody who pretends to be like a Lucky personality, and he tweets about it every single game.
Is this Kyle?
But no, it's not.
Kyle does that.
It's not Kyle, but yeah, I mean, his antics will be on another planet if they eliminate the Celtics again.
Absolutely.
But